today we're excavating, as you can see. Rented a Bobcat from Home Depot. We're taking out the bulk of the dirt. We're gonna level this off and get her ready. Enjoy.
This is a snack. If you're afraid of snacks, then it's a nope rope. Nope rope.
Still about running 16 1/4, so not far off. So like right here where it was high, push some of that in that corner there. That's 15 right there.
All right, here's the update. So, as you saw, we brought a Bobcat in, cleared a bunch of stuff out, got most of the dirt out. We aren't professionals, so it's not level, but right now, what I'm working on is digging out a consistently level area to put the blocks in. Let me show you. So over here, we have 6 sets of 2 blocks, then 3 sets on these 2 ends, and then there'll be a 6 set row over here. So when we started down here, Tammy and I were doing it, and we struggled a lot. But I really wanted the first one to be as consistent as possible and as level, and that was the low point of the area. So, oh, bad lighting. Sorry about that. Everywhere's bad lighting. So what we did was we started with that first block. Let me show you. And that is the block that the laser is sitting on. So that block was level. Those 2 blocks together are level. The laser is able to sit level, and then I can point it anywhere all the way around. And it's not super bright, but what it allows me to do, I know that the height I'm looking for is right about there. So I can take this and bring it over here. Let's see if I can get this balanced here. So there, I can see how far down I have to go. So what I'm doing, first I started one block at a time and decided that one block at a time does not work well. It's very difficult to do one block at a time. So when I did the long side, I went ahead and trenched out basically all along, similar to what I'm doing here. So I dig this out, I will trench it out all the way down to 23 inches from here. I'm using 16 by 16 by 4 concrete blocks from Home Depot. So I'll bring it down to about 23 inches here, and then I'll measure out and lay out my blocks. 2 blocks, 2 blocks, 2 blocks. And then I backfill them. Once those are done and backfilled, then we'll go through and level out the middle to get it a little bit closer. I don't need it to be perfect, and I don't need it to be right at ground level, but you can see that I've got some height difference here. So this is quite a bit higher than here. So I'll have to level that stuff out. So tonight's goal is to get this trench cut in and maybe get started on this one. We'll see how much energy I have, and if Holland wants to come over and help, that will be awesome. But after a day of work, I totally understand. He does not want to come over and help. We did a lot of work this weekend, my yard, his yard, and then separated and worked on our own yard. So that's what we're doing. Thanks for watching. We will continue doing updates. Hopefully you get some insights, some ideas, and you know, this is a huge project, so it's takes forever and a lot of sweat, but the more time you put into it now, the better it's gonna look later. So thanks for watching. So I'm kind of getting a feel for this spot. That way I know where the end of my trench is. I know that's about right. And as you can see, I am just a little bit high. Well, ground's too high, dot's too low. So now I kind of have the general guideline to follow back, trying to keep it somewhat centered up on the pink line all the way down. And it's just a job of getting as close as you possibly can to perfect. Okay, so if everything's right, I should be 20 inches to the laser dot. Finally, 20, and then it's good enough for government work. Right, no up. Getting dark. We got 3 in over here, 3 in over here. Not gonna worry with backfilling it just yet. This is where it's got to become more critical, because now I'm boxing in the area of the pool. So not only am I measuring from block to block, pad to pad, I'm also measuring from pad to pad to make sure that we're staying straight and that the distance between these two and those two are the same, so that when I get down here, the distance of where this block ends up, this one and this one, is equal to those two. When I did these, I measured off from here down to there, and from this one down to that one, and so on. So, you know, making a big outer dimension outline of where the legs are going to be. The legs stick out 11 inches at their final width on top of the width of the pool. So the pool's 12 feet wide. The distance from those blocks over to those blocks are 1310 on center. And I'm going for spot on 1310 on center, because that gives me the most leeway right and left if there's any differences. And then it's a 24 foot pull, so it's 25-10 in this direction. And that's what these stakes are generally set at. The dogs have bumped into them, but these stakes were set at 25-10 and 13-10 to give me a reference. I'm not going off of the height from here to the stick, which you could do if your strings were all perfectly level, but I have 2 Great Danes that come out here and explore, and they try to jump over this pink string, but as you can tell by the paw print, they're not exactly small dogs. They have a tendency, there's one, kind of looks like a bear has been through here. Now that's a 16-inch block, and that's my dog's paw print. So I'm not too worried about the height from the string to each pad. That's why I'm using the laser over on that one block. Always the same block, always level. Reference everything else off of that block so that everything else will be the same. Dirt will play tricks with you. Your yard will play tricks with you. You'll think it's flat and it's not. You'll think that it's got bumps and it may not. So that's it for tonight. Now I'm going to go in, clean up, eat some dinner, rest a little bit. I have 3 more blocks to put in tomorrow night, and then I begin moving this dirt, shaving off this corner that's high, and either moving it that way if I need to, moving it out into the yard. Colin, my neighbor, may get some more dirt out of this. But this is all gonna have to be done similar to here. Rake it, shave off a little bit, and get a feel for when you start to get close to level with the blocks. This is a wide angle lens, so it is gonna put some bend in it. It's gonna make everything look sloped. That's the excitement, right down that line. Not too terrible for a rookie. So, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and stay tuned, and you'll get to see as this progresses. Don't forget, pursue your happiness.